Arzu, I am excited about the rosewater pudding. I've never had rosewater in dessert before. So talk to me about this. Walk me through this.
Okay, the rosewater, if you like the smell, it's a strong fragrance. Comes from the ancient Romans, Greek, and Egypt. And in 9th century, Persia discovered it. And it's widely used in Ottoman cuisines. And we did use as a rose petal. We made jams. We still do back in Turkey.
Really?
I actually have a nice rose garden. During the summer, I pick up the petals from rose and I squeeze with some lemon juice, cover with the water, and let it stand a few days and make the juice out of it, fresh.
And that's your own rosewater, homemade rosewater?
That doesn't last that long. You know,
okay.
we use it in few weeks probably. Yeah, that's it. But this is actually, you know, you can buy any brand from, you know, either Persian, Turkish rosewater. It's just, you know, just make sure it's fresh. You know,
and it's edible. You want the ones from the grocery store, not the perfume department.
Yes, exactly.
Because it smells a little like my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excellent.
So we have cornstarch. We have flour. I'm going to mixing them both in my bowl.
Is that unusual, using cornstarch in a pudding?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see in many pudding methods. Yeah, I think this also makes the pudding different. The texture. You're gonna, when you taste it, you're gonna understand more about the texture.
Excellent.
Okay, so we have a whole milk. It's like, yeah, you can put it on the heat. Yeah, we're gonna put it. We're gonna warm our milk a little bit.
So it's a whole milk.
Whole milk. 4 cups of whole milk, 2 cups of water.
Okay.
So it's really, this is low fat pudding.
Okay.
And you can start stirring.
Okay.
Actually,
do we want to consistently stir this while it's warming up?
Please do. I'm just going to get a little bit more milk. So just to make my paste. And then you can add the sugar. It's 1/3 cup of sugar. Can you hold it? That's right. And it's very important to, you know, melt all the, what do you call this?
All the powdered ingredients?
Ingredients to be mixed well before you add it in the warm milk, because otherwise
you'll get lumps.
Yeah.
Aha.
So just make sure to be smooth. And rosewater, you don't add it until last minute. It makes it bitter.
Oh.
Okay?
Good to know. So you've made a paste there out of the cornstarch, the flour, and the milk.
Yeah.
And you're
put a little
stirring
bit,
it, making sure there's no lumps.
Yeah. And we started with a hot milk or warm milk. Just, yeah. I think I'm going to do it a little bit more. See? I mean, while you're stirring, it's going to dissolve too, but...
Is this a pudding that you serve a lot in, or is it for special occasions?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's actually more like special occasions.
Really?
And not everybody's house in Turkey. It's, I think, maybe regional. Yeah, yeah. That's a good question.
Oh, thank you. I try my best.
Yeah, in Aegean Sea, we do this dessert a lot. I find out even some of my friends doesn't, I mean, they use rose water widely in pastries, but puddings, I think more like...
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. Now, what heat do we want the pot on?
Okay, now we're starting from high to medium.
Okay.
And then we're going to simmer, when it thickens, we're going to let it sit and simmer while, you know, occasionally stirring 15 minutes. So it's, I would think 15, 20 minutes, this should come to good texture. Then we'll add the rose water.
And at that point is when?
Yeah. And
how much rose water would you put in?
Okay, probably 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Yeah, the recipes are going to be on the website.
Of course.
And and then
this is the finished product.
Yeah, and I also put some grinded orange zest or lemon zest in it.
Oh,
okay.
I was wondering because you can see the little colors.
Right,
okay.
right. So
this
should let it sit like 4 hours, or best is overnight.
In the
Okay, to set
refrigerator
it in the
or-
refrigerator. Right.
In the refrigerator.
Right. And you can pour it, you know, it's going to make lot. I mean, right now I have a smaller dish, but you can pour it in a rectangular. It's because I'm going to cut it in rectangle shape. You know, larger baking pan. Anything, any kind of pans you like. So, okay, I have kind of wide.
Well, that first slice of anything, whether it's a pie
Yeah.
or it's a cake or it's brownies, always end up being in crumbles.
You know what? I
So
took two
Oh, there we
together.
go.
So this way, yeah.
that's all the more for me to eat.
See? And I'm gonna get another big piece because there are two ways of serving this. So
Okay.
You have to stir that, otherwise that's gonna
Oh.
get lumpy.
Uh-oh.
See, cooking requires.
I'm getting all involved.
My grandmother used to tell me you have to love what you're cooking.
You have
Yeah,
to
you
love
have
what
to
you're
smell.
cooking.
You have to. So, and the one classic method of rosewater pudding used to, because they didn't have powdered sugar old days, the granulated sugar, just with crushing, with I
And
have this,
pound it down
pound
into
it down.
powdered sugar
Right.
yourself.
So, and then you just put some of it on top because we put very little sugar in it.
Okay.
So this
So
is
you
how
want
we
to
get-
add some
yeah.
sweetness to it,
And then,
and a little more rose water.
yeah. And one of these pretty little bottles. And the second one, we're going to just be serving with grape molasses.
Grape molasses. Now, I've never, ever heard of that before. And when you first mentioned it, I almost had to clarify because the idea of grape molasses really got me. It's interesting to taste. I'm going to take a little bit off of this spoon, if that's okay.
Yep, sure.
Difficult to explain, though. Very unique taste. Very hearty. Got a lot to it.
Yeah,
Sugary.
it's
Very
we
interesting.
also we call this pekmez in Turkey.
Pekmez?
Pekmez. Yeah,
Pekmez.
we also make mix this with tahini. Remember, I was talking about tahini the other day, and you can just dip your bread and eat it. It's very healthy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a rich, strong, like your maple syrup, but it comes from grapes. Sometimes it comes from.
Do you ever serve it
different-
over pancakes?
Oh yeah, yeah.
really?
My kids love it. Yeah, definitely.
Now, I know you said you had your our chicken pilaf.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's done. Now let's see if you like to take a look and see how coarse.
Oh, I see. Now, that has not been stirred. We haven't touched that.
Okay, now we're gonna stir it. See?
I'm still working on my pudding. I think it's thickening up a little bit. I can
Yeah,
feel a little
good,
bit of give.
good. Yeah, it takes a little time. Once it started boiling, actually, you don't need to stir as much as, you're stirring. Oops.
There we
Sorry.
go.
It's a heavy
I can
pot.
multitask.
So, I'll take all of that, actually.
Excellent. Now, after we had that, then we had it sitting for 10 minutes with the paper towel over it and then the lid over it. And we were careful not to stir it, not to touch it.
I just tasted because sometimes you may need to add more seasoning. I think I'm going to add a little bit more allspice.
Oh, okay.
You want to taste it too?
Oh, sure.
Where's my allspice? Oh, it's inside of my duck. Oh. See, I can put, you can always, salt and pepper is fine, but I'm going to season a little bit
Oh,
more.
wow.
And it smells good. Okay.
I'm getting my workout here. I'm going to switch arms because I don't want to work
And
just
now
one arm.
let's take off the chicken.
Okay.
And chicken is just roasted chicken, as I said before.
With a little bit of lemon, salt, and pepper.
Yeah. And then you can
that's pretty.
put it on top. Now have some chopped parsley. Just gonna disappear for a second. Oops.
That's okay. I'm keeping an eye on the pudding.
Oops. All right. So that's it. Would you like me to
Beautiful.
serve you one?
Oh, I would love to.
Okay.
Absolutely.